Okay, everyone, welcome back. Oh my goodness, this has been a very long day, and trying to vlog at the same time made it even longer. But we're at the end, it's all been done. Colonoscopy has went well, and I'm at the end of the day. So I wanted to take you all with me into at least the room before the colonoscopy, kind of like where they prep you, but they wouldn't even let me leave the waiting room with the phone. I had to leave it with my stepdad. So I did not get to film, take pictures, or anything while I was in the back. But let me just run down what happened and why this part of the video is called After the Prep. Okay, so once your prep is over, you get yourself ready to go. You need to have someone to take you to the hospital and pick you up when it is time for you to leave. Um, so my stepdad came, picked me up. He took me to the hospital, and the doctors have a kind of like a surgical unit inside of their office. So sometimes you may find that you're not at the hospital, but kind of like a surgical area that's not far from the hospital, and that's where we were. And so you get checked in. Basically, they run through all of your paperwork, make sure you're who you say you are, you have medical insurance, everything's covered, and then you go to a waiting room. While you're in the waiting room, they have magazines, TV, stuff like that. When it's your turn to go in the back, they may ask you to leave your things with who accompanied you to the appointment, or they may have a place in the back where you can lock your things. In my case, they told me to leave everything with my stepdad. He was allowed to come into the recovery in the end, but as far as my phone and all of that, I wasn't allowed to bring it with me. I had to leave it with him. They did have magazines in the back, but I was like, eh. So they are there. You get your vitals done, and then women will be asked to take a urine test to be sure that you're not pregnant. And then you sign your life away. There's waivers, forms saying that that your insurance will be charged, saying that you understand the risks that are involved. So you talk to a nurse, you talk to an anesthesiologist, and you talk to the doctor. For me, it's such a breeze because I've had over 10 colonoscopies. So it was kind of like sign here, sign here, sign here. But you may have to read through everything, make sure that you understand all of the risks, and make sure that your insurance and all of that is straight, and then you can sign. You also want to make sure that your prep went well and that your bowel movements are yellow or clear. If they are not, they will not want to do the prep because the colonoscopy. They will not want to do the colonoscopy because they can't see anything. So you want to make sure that you did your prep well and that your last bowel movement should be yellow or clear water. Let's see. You get an IV. So for those of you who are a little squeamish about needles, yes, you got to get a needle. This lady right here is a hard stick. So today was 3 sticks before they got the IV in. I'm used to it. You may get yours in right away. It just depends. You want to drink water leading up to your colonoscopy because that helps your veins be more plump and make it easier to find your veins. After you get your IV, you speak with the doctor again. They wheel you to the room and they do a final check. They make sure everybody who's in the room belongs in the room. And they also ask you if you know who you are and what you're having done. And you have to say yes or no because 9 times out of 10, they're recording it. So don't be surprised if that happens. And while you're in the room, they take your IV, hook it up to the propofol, Propofol is that white liquid. A lot of people remember it from the Michael Jackson case. It is what they use to put you to sleep. It's anesthesia. It goes in, and within seconds you are out. So my anesthesiologist was really nice. Sometimes they'll tell you to count backwards. With me, she told me to talk about a place that I wanted to go to visit on vacation, and she asked me to tell her what it was, and I told her Aruba, and I think that's the last thing that I remember. Okay. After you are asleep, the doctor would use this long tube that will be put up your butt to see what's going on inside. They do pump air inside of your body so that they can see everything clearly. And when you awake, you may have a stomach ache, you may have some gas pains, and what they're going to ask you to do initially, like the first thing, is to push the air out as much as you can. That will take away a lot of the pain if you have any. You'll realize that you've only been asleep for about 20 or 30 minutes, even though it may seem like it's longer. And then once you're able to make sure that you can pass gas, that you can drink something, and they might give you crackers, then you're ready to go home. And all that prep is all over in 20 minutes. So that's how my colonoscopy went. I got good news from my doctor, some things that we have to look out for, but for the most part, there was not a lot of active disease. So they're going to be tweaking my medicines, and we'll be going from there. Hopefully, I will not need another colonoscopy for a year or two. Your doctor may ask you to come back sooner if they saw anything alarming, or it may be even longer than that. It may be 5 years. It just depends on your body. So that's it. That's my vlog. That's my colonoscopies. That's what I go through almost every single time. I hope that I was able to answer a lot of questions for those who had questions about colonoscopies, especially if this is your first one. If there wasn't something that I answered, put your questions down in the comments below. And if there's something that I can answer myself, I will gladly do so. Just remember that this is a colonoscopy experience for me, and what happens with me, how I prep, what the doctors may ask you to do, or what procedures you may have as you're preparing for your colonoscopy may be different. It may be the same. It just depends on you and your doctors. But if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below, and I will be sure to try to answer them as best as I can. Guess where I'm going, you all? To sleep. Look at me. I woke up. I was still a lady today. I got myself already. So many compliments about my eye look today. So, if you want to feel great while you're going in, no problem with making your face on your way into the colonoscopy. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you all soon on my next video. Love you. Bye. Good night.